Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. And also, let's see here. Lauren Targarin, thank you so much for the uh, super early. I love when that happens. Super chat. Hello, Baron and Squaddies. It's my birthday today. So happy birthday to you. And many happy returns of the day. And apropos your birthday, why don't we have a little Ivy here? Why don't we start off with Ivy? Hello, Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Today is Lilibet Diana Mountbatten-Windsor's birthday. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Church Nellie's gonna be there. All right, Ivy out. You know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, I. All right. Well, happy birthday again, Lauren, and many happy returns of the day. And Lady Metatrons, thank you so much for being here first today. Let's see. Carlene Beckford, Sonia Johnson, Christina L., Joyce Anderson, Carol, Anastasia, Hopeland Grider, Grider. Really? You've been having trouble signing in? Well, you're here right now, so if I can see you, I'm not sure what that means, but I hope that means it's okay. But you've been a subscriber, or have you been a member? You've been a subscriber, right? But I'm having trouble signing up for the membership. Okay. I watch every day. Great job. Okay, so having trouble signing up for the membership. Okay, let me see if I can find a link for you for that. Okay, membership. I don't know how to do that from my perspective. Oh, no, that doesn't work either. Okay, I will try to solve that for you later, or I will put a link on the community tab. But thank you for asking. Hazel Jones, thank you so much. Lynn E. Saturday, Sunday, Baron, the day. All right. Well, thank you very much. Expat Life, how are you today? Well, it's a Saturday night, and I guess that makes it all right. Perlina Answer, Rochelle Valdreau, Brenda Phillips, hello. Lydia Washington. Let's see here. Mama Jane. Dansby one. Okay. Have you guys ever had the lemon mint Ricolas? Oh, I love those. I always keep a big bag. The lemon mint Ricola. If you got that little tickle, if you have allergies, post-nasal drip, whatever, try one of those. Lemon mint Ricolas. Those are amazing. If you have a cold, lemon mint Ricola. They're a lifesaver. Okay. So I'm going to open up another window so I can see what you guys are seeing. All right, got that. Do you see what I see? Da 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 da. Do you see what I see? A child, a child. All right, right. Okay, window is open. Close that. And we are good. Oh, Lydia Washington, thank you so much for posting the membership. Are those both the same? Okay, I think they are. Well, I'll pin the first one to the top of the chat. Thank you very much for that. All right, so there we go. I'll just start off with this. Take a look there. This is a bookshop in Washington, D.C. And isn't that amazing? If you take a look there, you'll notice that you can see the book Spare by Prince Harry and Jennifer Lewis, the red dress there. I don't know if you can make that out, Jennifer Lewis. Oh, yeah, I put it on the right side. Oh, yeah, of course you can make it out. I made sure that I did 2 screenshots. I did a bigger one so you'll be able to see it clearly. But yeah, very cool. 2 books that I love, by the way. I have the ebook for Spare, and I also have the ebook for Jennifer Lewis. So if you are traveling or something like that, and you're looking for a good read, try Jennifer Lewis. She has dubbed herself the Black Mother of Hollywood. She has been a mother to several of the actresses, including Whitney Houston in oh gosh, what movie was that? The Preacher's Wife. Yeah, I think that was The Preacher's Wife. But yeah, she has dubbed herself the Black Mother of Hollywood because she has played a mom to several notable actors, kind of like the lady that played the mother. Oh gosh, I forget her name, but she played the mother on Big Fat Greek Wedding, and she usually plays either the Italian mom or she plays the Jewish mom. And in that particular movie, she played the Greek mom. So she, has that very Mediterranean look. I think she passed away not long ago. But yeah, so she's played mom to quite a few people. So that is, I think they should actually have a category at the Oscars. I think they should have an Academy Award for best mom, right? Best mom and best dad. They really should have that category because it is a particular part that you get to play, especially when you have been around in the business for a while, and she does it so well. And the thing is, sometimes she doesn't look much older than Jennifer Lewis. And if you guys don't remember who Jennifer Lewis is, let me refresh your tea. Let me refresh your tea. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let me refresh your tea.
We've come a long way to Justice Brown Jackson. We came in to celebrate Justice Brown Jackson. We came from Harriet and Sojourner to Justice Brown Jackson. Ida B. Wells and Dr. King. Justice Brown Jackson. Shirley Chisholm. Justice Brown
Just on the
On the
screen.
screen. Court.
I love that. And just in case you're wondering, yes, all Black people do that when we get around each other. We just don't always share it like that, but we all do that. Christmas, Thanksgiving, we all do that. It's like a little secret handshake or secret language or something like that. We all do that. Oh, Joy Moore, you wish you could kick as high as Jennifer Lewis? I don't know. I think I think a kick like that, and you may need a hip replacement. I mean, she really touches the sky with her toes. So yeah. Um, Speaking of, where is Church? Speaking of someone mature who really knows how to kick, where's Church Nelly? I didn't see her today. Huh? Where's Church Nelly? Just asking for a friend. All right. So anyway, moving on. Well, someone posted this on the interweb, and it does make you wonder, what is it exactly? What is it that Charles Philip Arthur George Mountbatten-Windsor is doing these days? That oh, Church Nelly is here. What is it that that Charles Philip Arthur George Mountbatten-Windsor, exactly what is he doing these days that he cannot acknowledge the sad and unexpected passing of his mom? I know she was old, but what is it he's doing nowadays that he doesn't have time to acknowledge the passing of his mom, who spent 70 years on the throne? I mean, someone who could give a speech about 1992 better than anyone who's ever lived through 1992. What is it he's doing? Yeah, it does look like a fundraiser, not for Sentebale though, right? But it is a fundraiser. As a matter of fact, let me make sure I post that at the top of the chat. There's the link for the Sentebale fundraiser. This is the fundraiser for the worldwide Sussex global, you know what I mean, for Harry and Meghan's birthday. As you know, between Archie and Lily, we had a fundraiser for Kaboom. Well, for Harry and Meghan's season, we're having a fundraiser for Sentebale, who does that amazing work when it comes to people who have been affected, especially children who have been affected by HIV/AIDS. So a very, very worthy cause. Also, the link is on the community tab, probably maybe 2 or 3 things I posted. I'll try to refresh that as well. So, but yeah, make sure that between now and Harry's birthday, which is what, in September, make sure you make a donation to the charity. And if you're unable to do that, or if you are able to do it, please make sure you share the link. Please share the link. Share it with everybody you know. And also, please hit those thumbs up. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. It does so much help for the channel. It is one of the best ways I can think of to make sure that these Sussex-friendly spaces are seen by just about anybody on the YouTube. You can even share them on your Facebook or on your Twitter or whatever social media you're using. You can share it there as well. Okay, and you can even share it on the community tab if you have your own monetize active YouTube channel. But yeah, so Charles is too busy to and the thing is, I thought he was going to go out and forage mushrooms like he did when Her Majesty was slipping into the great beyond, but nope, instead he is just sitting there counting money. Now, of course, this is a reenactment, and okay, so gravitas is actually it's We On television, We On channel. They have a channel on YouTube. Now We On, they WION, We On is what they call themselves. You can get this news from just about anywhere. Now they pointed out something that should be very sad and alarming to anyone who believes in the 2.5 billion people that make up the Commonwealth. If you believe in the purpose of the Commonwealth, the role of the Commonwealth, and the necessity to have the Commonwealth, this is, they said up until the, what was it, 1970s, instead of calling it Commonwealth Day, it was known as Empire Day because people fancied the idea, not everybody, of course, but there were some people who still fancied the idea that there is still a growing and all encompassing global empire that is run right out of Westminster Abbey. I'm sorry, not Westminster Abbey, but the Palace of Westminster. Yeah, that's what a lot of people thought, is that there was still a need for that the British Parliament was ruling the waves. But, of course, that had all ended a long time ago between World War I and World War II, and up until the independence movements of the 1960s, and even in recent years where I still remember the 80s when Antigua, I think I recall when Antigua decided that they wanted their independence. So it has been a slow drip, drip, drip to independence for so many people. Oh, Elaine Babb gifted 1 Royal Sussex membership. Thank you so much for that. Now, see, I'm so glad that I opened up another channel. Otherwise, I would have missed that. Now, I don't know what that entails to gift a membership. It says here you could be a lucky recipient of the Royal Sussex membership with access to exclusive perks. Allow gift. Do I have to do something? Or do somebody else do something? Now, I just clicked allow. Was that a mistake? Okay, maybe I shouldn't do that. Okay, I didn't hit the switch. I don't want to take someone's membership, but thank you so much for that. So I hope I didn't just do something wrong. But yeah, right here, mine says allow gift. So is that for just anybody? I don't know how that works, to be honest with you. I guess I should research that, but it's so rare that it happens. But thank you so much, Elaine Babb. That is incredibly generous of you, and I really, really do appreciate it. I just don't know what it means. Okay, let's see. Lydia says, Baron, you do not do anything. Okay, that pretty much sounds like Royal Sussex since day one. That sounds like day one of Royal Sussex. Or as I like to say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. I could do that. I could do that. You have never seen somebody who has not done nothing better than me. When the global pandemic started, I put my pajamas on and I have rarely come out of them. I'm pretty sure there have been people at the local supermarket complaining about me, a middle-aged, over-caffeinated, chubby baby boomer whose breath is reeking of Folgers in the aisles of a grocery store in pajamas, like I'm some kind of cute skinny, scrawny looking college kid. But nope, not that. Is a big baby boomer. So okay, yeah, I can do absolutely nothing. I'm good at that. All right. So gravitas, I'll let you hear the sound bite in just a moment. But take a look at that. Um, and no, that was not the 1992 speech, the one where she. It was almost like Her Majesty was singing a country music song where you lose everything. 1992, a year that I should look back upon with undiluted pleasure. It's the year when three of my four children divorced. One of my primary royal residence burned to the ground, taking centuries of timbers. That 1992 speech. But no, this is the one where she pledged, whether it be long or short, tall or skinny, fat or slim, I pledge my life to our imperial family. Our imperial family. Well, now do you see why I never want to be photographed standing anywhere near Harry or Meghan? Oh, Lord, if this ever got back to him. But listen, it was a great speech. Whoever wrote it, it was a great speech. Kind of weird and possessive, but it was a great speech. And it was delivered with so much gusto, I almost nod off every time I hear it. But she said what she meant, and she meant what she said, that she would devote her life. And you have to give it to her. 70 years, she has been consistent. I mean, for about 50 of those years, she wore those big clunky heels and carried the same purse. So she knew how to do it. She was committed to the cause. And yeah, I have to say that was very impressive and very different from her son, who seems to don't know his behind from a hole in the ground. Her eldest son, the one with the childbearing hips, don't seem to have any focus these days. Is he too old? Is he? I don't know. And where is Godzilla? Camilla. Where is Camilla? Camilla has not been around that much, which is somewhat alarming because, as you guys know, Camilla makes for some amazing material, and I'm just not ready to, lose that. But you know what I mean? On a slow day, she's good for some amazing material. But yes, where is Camilla? Why isn't she participating at the Highland Games or whatever it is she does? But okay, so let's get to the soundbite. But the whole point that I'm making is that time's up. The gig is up where the Commonwealth is concerned. And one of the and I'm being very serious when I say that the Queen, whatever you think, for the 70 years that she was on the throne, she maintained the Commonwealth. Or how, let me see, her father established the Commonwealth. I suppose that was before he died. So yeah, I would say for the whole 70 years, she has been consistent with the Commonwealth, which is, very impressive. Whether or not there was a need for it or whether it really serves all the people in the Commonwealth, well, that is something that I won't be able to explain, because it seems like if you're in the Commonwealth, you shouldn't need a visa just to come to London to go to the various museums to see the treasures that were plundered from your native lands. But that is the case if you want to see the Elgin marbles, or if you want to see the Benin bronzes, if you want to see the crown jewels, the Koh i Noor or the Star of Africa. you have to get a visa in some cases. Now, I, as an American, I'm not required to get a visa. I just show up. I've never gotten a visa to go there, and I'm not in the Commonwealth. You see what I'm saying? That's what's so weird about that. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. But yeah, I'm not in the Commonwealth, and I don't require a visa. So it is very unfair. It seems like if you're, of just the right complexion, or if you just happen to live in a country where you're a minority and you're just that correct complexion, then you don't need a visa. So very tricky the way that works. Yeah. So anyway, that was a riveting rebuke of the Commonwealth that was dished out on WeOn today. And Facts and 2 cents. Pedo is here. Pedo, I heard you earlier. It was like fire and music. I was listening. I'm just like, now that's what we needed to hear. Thank you so much, Pedo. I mean, it was just I tell you, it was a beautiful thing. But I was sitting here, I was like, give them hell, Pedo, give them hell. Okay, so the WeOn, let me find the WeOn. Did I save it? Of course I did. And you know what? And just like you, Pedo, I look for the Twitter. I look for my Twitter, and there's that X thing, and that is just so confusing because I keep looking for the blue, um, you know, button on my phone, and the X is just like lost in the corner somewhere. So I have been having difficulties with that. Um, it has ruined my feng shui. Oh my goodness! You know what? What's even worse is I didn't even save it. Okay, but I know where to find it. So I'll let you hear that sound bite. It's about 7 minutes long. We're not going to listen to the whole thing, of course, but we will get to the nitty gritty of it. But it was very interesting. And it was about the Commonwealth. Okay. Oh my. All right. Um, all right, and I cannot find it. Awkward. Overall, never mind. I didn't really want to talk about it. Okay, so with that, let me go on to the next slide. No, I will find it. But okay, so here we go. Now, Henry VIII said, while I think this degradation of the degradation of the Commonwealth was inevitable, the treatment of Meghan Markle certainly sped it up. Um, yeah, and she's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. I think one of the bitter, awful tastes that a lot of people had during the that terrible, terrible uh, Caribbean tour, all Will and Kate were supposed to do was go on an all expense paid vacation to the Caribbean so that they could celebrate the Queen's Jubilee, so that everybody in the Caribbean could give gifts to the Queen, say nice things about the Queen, stand next to a portrait of the Queen, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, what it turned into was this terrible display of empire, an empire that no longer exists. It's in tatters. It has been reduced to just a few places where Charles is technically the head of state. The Queen is probably still on some of the banknotes, but they totally operate independent of the the United Kingdom. I think there's what, a governor general that signs laws on behalf of Charles, that acts as a proxy for Charles. And other than that, what do they have? But they went on this embarrassing trip to the Caribbean, Will and Kate, where they tried to reenact everything that happened when the Queen and Philip went there back in what, the 60s? And it was an epic failure. It failed epically. It backfired in the worst possible way. And it seemed like the more that they were doing, the worse it got. And yes, Henry VIII is so correct. Um, the elephant in the room was the fact that they mistreated the Sussexes, especially fresh off the Jubilee. What was it? The prayer service? Was a prayer service before or after that? And then the headlines, and then not acknowledging Archie as a prince, and then not wanting to acknowledge Lilibet Diana as a princess. None of those things made any sense. And after the Queen's funeral, where they really showed out, not just the tabloid media, but the press, after all of those things that happened, what in the world did you, how did you think that that was going to play out? How did you think that that would measure up with people? Or did you not think about it? It seems like they have this habit of trying to play an old. It's like when you go to a baseball game and they play Sweet Caroline, and everybody gets into it. You go to a party, they play Sweet Caroline, everybody gets into it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, nobody's dancing to that tune anymore. And of course, you have Australia, you have Canada. They do not want to host the Commonwealth Games. They do not want to waste the money. They say that there's no upside for us. None of it makes sense for who we are today. They don't want it. So the Commonwealth is dead. Charles is not interested and has never been interested. The only thing Charles cares about the Commonwealth is trying to make himself look good, to try to make himself out to be the hero. Otherwise, he's not interested. And maybe some of the gut-wrenching resentment that he's had for his mother all these years, if you don't mind me playing a pseudo-psychologist, maybe some of that resentment of his mother and the way he was raised, with his father forcing him to go to places he didn't want to be, do things he did not want to do. He wanted to sit around and play with postage stamps and wind clocks and such. He didn't want to have to go to the military. He didn't want to go to a boarding school where they were boxing his ears every day, but yet he was forced to do it. And because of that, the Commonwealth is going to just go away. I promise you. Maybe not in our lifetime, but the Commonwealth is dead. It is literally, it's a dying creature, and there's no way to resurrect it. It should not be resurrected. It should not exist because it is a remnant of an unnecessary bygone era, and rule the waves and all that kind of stuff. Nobody wants it. So that's why they are rejecting the games. Petal, thank you so much for the super sticker. And of course, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And Petal, listen, you have done some extraordinary things with the details of who wrote what, who said what, who knows who. I am constantly in awe of that. I should be the one sending you some money, but thank you so much for that. And thank you for being here. And Shelly L says, "Hi, Baron, missed your live, but every time I put on my yoga pants, I'd hear you say, pull, pull and kick, pull and kick. If oh, you mean Elton John with those gold made? Oh my goodness. You remember that when Elton John couldn't seem to keep his britches up that time in the park at that concert, he had them go. I tell you, some of the stuff that comes out of my mouth, I sometimes when I hear it back at me when someone else repeats it, I'm just like, oh my goodness, I did say that, didn't I? Oh wow. But yeah, I can understand that. So, I don't know what the cure is for that. I don't want to tell you not to do yoga, but I don't know. There may be some support group or something so you can unsee Elton John trying to pull up them britches over his stomach. oh, I forgot all about that. I forgot all about that. Tiny dancer, tiny gold lame pantsers. That's what it is. It wasn't. He should have been singing about a tiny dancer. He should have been singing about tiny gold lame bridges. It's a wonder he was able to sing. I would imagine he would have been out of. Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's why he's retiring because of those situations where he gets so breathy trying to pull up those trousers while he's on the stage in front of, what was it, 200,000 people? Not his finest moment, but gosh, that was fun. Oh, you see, I forgot what I was. Oh, I know what I was. I was talking about the. I was talking about the Commonwealth. Yes, I was grilling. I was enjoying my grilled Commonwealth. That's what I'm doing. Can you hear it sizzling? That's grilled Commonwealth. I'm sitting up here grilling Commonwealth. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so I have found the Weon. Oh man, you never know the impact that you can have. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember that time I was saying, make sure you change the cabin air filter on your car? Who was that tried to change the air filter and was putting on quite a show for the neighbors in the driveway trying to get up under that dashboard? Oh my God, that was hilarious. But I understand because I put on quite a performance myself. I think at a certain age, it's better to just take the car up to Pep Boys and let them change that air filter. H Night, thank you so much for the what is it? No, 15 months membership. And yes, happy Saturday to you too. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to play this little soundbite of the Gravitas for you. Again, we're not going to listen to the entire thing because it is kind of long, but I did find it. So very, very interesting.
2030. The Australian province Victoria has withdrawn as host for 2026, leaving the Games an orphan. In fact, both feel that the value is not worth the cost. It's not like they don't have money. They do. Alberta's GDP, in fact, is over 300 billion Canadian dollars. Victoria's is over 450 billion Australian dollars. Victoria is, in fact, also currently hosting the FIFA Women's World Cup.
Okay, why did that get quiet just now?
So there is money, quite a lot of it, in fact. Just not for the charade of the Commonwealth. And why should countries even sponsor this nonsensical hangover of the British imperialism? Why should taxpayers' money, my hard-earned money, be wasted on propping up the faded prestige of the British crown as it fantasizes about its past? The sun has set on the British Empire. The crown is lost in the darkness, living in denial of the truth. The Commonwealth Games are as stale as yesterday's cucumber sandwich. Quick recap. When Britain was forced to pack its bags and exit its colonies, it came up with the Commonwealth to serve its post-imperial interests. Promises were made, commitments of service were also broadcast on the radio. From Cape Town, then 21-year-old Princess Elizabeth told the Commonwealth, "I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong." Now, this was 1947. Just a little reminder, dear King of England, India is not part of any imperial family, nor is any other member of the Commonwealth. Today, these words mean absolutely nothing. The only thing most Commonwealth countries have is memory of shared oppression. Even faithful Australia and Canada are fed up. If Britain wants the Commonwealth Games to continue, it can host them itself, in fact. Canada does not want to, neither does Australia. And these are countries that still have the British monarch as their heads of state. Also, Australia has historically been one of the most enthusiastic hosts of sporting events. So its refusal to host the Commonwealth Games is the ultimate vote of no confidence in the Crown and the Commonwealth. 56 countries are part of the Commonwealth, but what for? It has no purpose, no objective, and I will prove this to you. On its website, the Commonwealth boasts of strengthening electoral democracy, election bodies, institutions, processes. Why then did it do nothing when democracy was killed by the military junta in Myanmar, an erstwhile colony?
Okay, so you get the point. The Commonwealth is pretty much dead. The Commonwealth is unnecessary, inadequate, and Charles is not interested in the Commonwealth. Charles doesn't care. And also, let me get this point across. Let me see. At least I can do, Baron. Thank for the laughs. Needed it. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that because I tell you, sometimes we really get involved with our faves, and you don't want to walk away from the fight, but sometimes for your mental health, you need to make sure that you can decompress. And if there's anything I could help out with that for anybody, I'm glad to do it. And it's it also involves the Orange Menace and this whole right-wing movement and this you have to choose Coke or Pepsi for everything in life. It's exhausting, you guys. It is exhausting. And I sometimes need to laugh myself just to get past these things. So, and we do that for each other. Church Nelly Church Nelly sometimes has those zingers, and you guys are enjoying yourself, and I'm glad for that. So, but yeah, we need that. We need to laugh more. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Okay, so here. All right, so here's a good example. Now, the Commonwealth is mostly made up of people of color, correct? Mostly made up of people of color. Now, I hear that not so long ago, there was actually a woman of African descent that had married into the family. And for some reason, she had a spot of bother and she left. And even though her career took her to places like Air Force One, Africa, India, South America, she lived in Canada. Even though she was able to achieve all those things, even though she managed to help so many people, I mean, her core beliefs seems to be in alignment with the royal family, with the mission of the royal family. And yet, the possibility of diversity seems to be in sharp contrast to the way they see themselves. And so she was forced out. She was forced out. First, they drove her away from that dilapidated uh, half timber roof Nottingham cottage, only to send her to another cottage, which of course is posh for servants' quarters, right? And then after that, she had to head for the hills. She had to run for her life because there just didn't seem to be any let up. And that being said, even today, they continue to harass her. And as the actress said on Coronation Day, looks like a terribly white balcony. She said, and this is what she said, not exactly what she said. She said, yeah, it's interesting that there was all this diversity on display inside of the Westminster Abbey, only for them to step out on the balcony and it's terribly white. It's terribly white. She told the truth. She told the truth. It should not be white just for the sake of it, but by chance did two people fall in love, and just by chance there was one racist trope after another, and no one in the family spoke up or spoke out or did anything about it. And now you can see that this lack of interest in the Commonwealth, well, that seems to be the price that's paid for that, among other things. And of course, the history of where the family's wealth comes from. All of those things. Now that we know more, as Dr. Maya Angelou say, when you know better, you do better. Well, when you know more, you do more, right? So that's what Dr. Maya said. When you know better, Maya, that is, when you know better, you do better. And people know better. People in the Commonwealth are not singing songs and praises to the Queen. The Queen is not even here anymore. The best asset that they had to keep the Commonwealth together is gone. And the worst possible chance of keeping it together is Charles and William. And I personally, I am here for it. I am here for it. I have nothing but eyes wide open to bear witness to this coming calamity with the Commonwealth, among other things, because it's not going to just end with the Commonwealth. It is, at some point, it's going to end with the power and the influence that the royal family have. That's also on the cutting block, or the chopping block, if you will, but just not yet. And as I've always said, there's always going to be a royal family. They're always going to be a royal family. But whether or not they're living off the public dole the way that they have all these years, well, that's a completely different story. So we'll see in due time. We'll see in due time. Okay. And let me take a look at a couple of your comments, but I'm not through with this topic yet, because I cannot do this without getting to Will and Kate. And I love that photo that I have up there of the royal family looking at modernity, looking on to modernity, while they're dressed up like they're about to do a magician's act for children at a birthday party. I love the contrast of that and everything else that's happening in the world. So that is why I often layer that with other photos, because it speaks volumes about the shortcomings of the House of Windsor. And even though I seem like I'm angry at them because Meghan's not there anymore, no, I've gotten to the point where I am so glad. I'm so glad that God was able to do for them what they could not do for themselves, Harry and Meghan, that is, and that is get them out of there. Find a way to get them out of there. I'm glad for that because they didn't need to be in an institution like that. They didn't need to belong to anything like that. Harry never wanted it. And of course, Meghan, well, she had an opportunity to be in love, to be married, to have a family, and more importantly, to her career path, more importantly for her career path, she had a chance to use the platform to further what she was already doing. And they blew it. The royal family totally blew it. And it's their own fault. They're the architects that is, of their own decline. Terry H says they had to make the balcony white again. She gives them back the small space that they had allowed her to occupy and tell them what to do with it. I like that. I like that. Let's see. Lola Love says, "Who the heck designed those ghastly robes? They even look like they're going to. They either look like they're going to a cult meeting. I'm sorry. They even look. Yeah, you're right. They even look like they're going to a cult. Yeah, it does. It does. It looks like something from medieval times, dinner and joust. It does look like something from ancient times. Running the Duchess of Sussex away was like throwing away a diamond, and this would have been a diamond they didn't steal. Yeah, exactly. That would be one of the few jewels in the crown that was not stolen. Yeah, one of the few. YM Droid says, yes, thank God that Harry and Meghan aren't their perpetual punching bags. I'm glad they showed their whole assets. No pun intended, right? Absolutely. And Maggie Howell says, everything the royals do is a way to display their wealth, such as the big weddings, parties, dress up and meet and greets, the coronation, and much more. Yeah, and well, and I'm going to tell you what I was thinking about today, and it wasn't yoga pants or gold lame pants. I'm going to tell you what I was thinking about today. I was thinking about Kate at the Wimbledon and how that guy called it for what it is. I mean, he literally called it for what it was, and that is the fact that Kate had no useful purpose to be there. It's all for the aggrandizement of the royal family to make them central to everyday life. Kate was, trust me when I say this, Kate was not going to walk away and have a conversation with someone. You know how they sell that big lie that the royals have a way of having conversations that can change the quality of life for people. She didn't walk away and do anything but run home to make sure that her spouse was there. That was about all she did that day. Um, she didn't have to do anything else. She doesn't have a role when it comes to tennis. When it comes to anything, she has people that work for her. She doesn't ask any questions. She has no intellectual curiosity. None of those things matter to her. None of that stuff matters to her. She's just window dressing. She's just there until someone who knows what's going on shows up. And that's the way it's always been. And this is why she has been such a disappointment to the charities that have either lost money or have gone out of business because of her patronage. And isn't it something that as she's made a patron of the, what is it, the green, whatever it is, the green goblins, whatever that part of it is, now that she's a patron of that, isn't it interesting that there was that report saying that if there was some type of conflict, that the British military is not prepared. They just simply are not prepared. And this comes from NATO. This comes from the rest of NATO, a high-ranking official NATO officer who said that if there was something to go down, they are not prepared. So Yeah, and that's because they have Sergeant Middlebum, Sergeant Major Middlebum reporting for duty. Yeah, now that they have Sergeant Major Middlebum reporting for duty, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that if there's a fight and she's in it, that they're likely to win. Oh man. Okay, let me try that. Huh? And that didn't work. All right. Okay, I'll try that another way. And let me take that away and go to my next slide. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Mary H, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, YM Droid said, you'd think with how Charles' hands turned out, they'd be happy to have someone whose parents aren't. Listen, YM Droid, to say nothing of his ears. Well, you see, this is the mistake we make. We keep forgetting about the ears, and that's only because his face is caught up to his ears. So it's easy to forget about him. But yeah, there's the ears, the hands, and of course, let us not forget the childbearing hips. All of those things indicate all of those things indicate what you just said and then some. So talk about the shallow end of the gene pool. It's a good thing they got those Spencer genes to mix things up. That's all. All right. So yeah, right there. Uh, as you just pointed out earlier, the cloak and how those robes make them look kind. I mean, they have pieces of drapery. Do you see those tassels? That looks like something that comes from a 5-star hotel, like some old ancient hotel somewhere. If you were to snatch the drapes down and you take the tassels and the little cords and ropes and everything, and that's what that looks like. It looks like part of the decor. I haven't seen so much decor on somebody's back since Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. Remember she made that dress out of curtains? I guess it's Gone with the Windsors. They're still doing it. But yeah, it's a scandal. It is a scandal. And then right here, um, again, Henry VIII said that the Commonwealth was already on its way out. It's just moving faster. William is supposed to be king. He's going to be king one day. But take a look at the people in the background. Now, I don't want to just assume anything, but don't most of those guys look like the majority of the Commonwealth with their beautiful brown skin, their curly hair, olive complexions? Don't they look like the majority of the Commonwealth? On that day when William was crying like a ratty onions because he was being booed, one of the players refused to shake his hand. One of the players had so little respect for him, the future king, that he would not shake his hand. Now, when William and Kate goes out, because remember, they're supposed to do a 2-year blitz across the Commonwealth. Okay, Camilla doesn't like to travel because, well, I suspect it's because people are always surprised to see her in the compartment with the passengers. And I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm going to assume that it's because the regular paying passengers are always surprised to see her upstairs with them, right? Charles is in not as much shape as Camilla. Both of them are old and tired. Charles has back problems and such, And of course, Camilla, who, I mean, let's just be honest, she was a chain smoker for years. Uh, and is really not allowed in the passenger compartment. So some of my humor is deliberately ambiguous, thus allowing the listener to glean from it whatever he or she may. So, that being said, um, what are they going to do on a Commonwealth tour? That's not Philip and Betty. That is old Charles and old Camilla. And what is Camilla older than him, right? Isn't she like 3 years older than him or something like that? What are they going to do? They're not. That's what they're going to do. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Charles is at that age where the Queen really stopped taking those foreign trips. You know, I don't remember the exact age, but I think that when the Queen turned 80, isn't that when she stopped taking those long trips? You know, they she just didn't go that far. I think she went over to Paris, and that was about it. So he's really at that age where he should not be traveling that far. So what can they do? And poor William, nobody likes him. He's a joke. Oh, just a year older? Really? You know what? Let me. Okay. Wait. Just 1 year, huh? I. Just 1 year, you say? Okay. So. And people years or other years? I'm trying to avoid saying that because I think something might be wrong with her. But is that in people years or other years? You know, there's another measurement that could be used to measure her age. So I'm just asking for a friend. Is that in people years or other years? Although I don't know why I'm trying to be polite because that I promise you that is a monster. They're both monsters in their own way, but her in particular, that she's a very interesting piece of work, a very very messy piece of work. So, oh, as a matter of fact, okay, yeah, I'll do that. So there you go. This is what people remember from the last trip to the Commonwealth. Nobody's going to forget this. As a matter of fact, while they're traveling, people are going to say, well, this is a far cry from the last time that they went on a tour of the Commonwealth. Either that or people are going to say, wow, this is just like last time. Otherwise, they're going to say, wow, this is just like last time when they went on a tour of the Commonwealth. So they are either going to say that it's different or it's the same. But either way, you know what's going to happen? They're still going to bring it up. They are still going to bring it up. And therein lies the problem, is that there really is no winning because those photos of them riding around like some kind of dictator on the back of that Range Rover, that is going to be part of the conversation. And there's nothing that they can do that's going to change that. As a matter of fact, as I am Royal Sussex of Royal Sussex, I am going to make sure that that is a talking point when they venture out on their next tour of the Commonwealth. Yeah, I'm going to make sure of it. I'm. How does I'm thinking about Dave Chappelle in that movie where they were looking for that diamond that time. He said, I'm telling. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm telling everything. I am going to sing like Aretha Franklin. I am going to be singing the Freeway of Love, what is that, Jimmy Lee and everything else. I'm telling it. Sorry, I'm telling it. Let me see here. The Rottweiler looks like she's 96 years old. She certainly ain't aging well. When you do evil, evil will follow you. That applies to the aging. Yeah, and for that is true. That is true. Um, what's on the inside usually just kind of spills to the outside, and yeah, that's what's inside of her. I mean, um, with the thing that happened with Nagazi Falani, um, no apology. And as the host, I have enough manners to know that the host is supposed to apologize. And then, of course, with the article about Meghan. Now, yeah, they can try to pretend like we never complain, never explain. But when it's important to them, like I just said, they start singing like Aretha Franklin. When it's something that tarnishes their record or ruins their brand, then you cannot stop them from talking about it, or at least making sure that the palace issues a statement. They won't even issue a statement on behalf of Meghan. Never have and never will. They haven't done that one time. I cannot think of one time that they've done that. Harry issued a strongly worded statement when the straight out of Compton and all that kind of stuff, but the palace, not so much. My darling boy, we've all been through it. Yeah, but y'all ain't all been black, at least not officially. Um, I mean, there is certain hints of it here and there. I mean, there's a recessive gene from the past, but Monte Cristo says that picture in the car was so tone deaf. This picture told me so much about the men in suits at Buckingham Palace. That photo told me, you know what? Yeah, and you're right about that. The photo told me most about what Meghan was dealing with. A colonial photo. It, if okay, I am going to say Charles knew better. Charles has known better. Charles knows better. Charles is like I have been trying to do, or for the longest, I've been trying to find a photo of him being carried by the quote unquote natives, like the Queen, like Philip, like Will, like Kate. I cannot find it. I cannot find a photo of Charles in one of those very imperial looking postures. I mean, in uniform and such, sure. But I have even Charles. I don't know that I've ever seen Charles standing in the back of anything. Now that I think about it, I don't know that I've ever seen him do that. Huh. I mean, I'm sure there's got to be something somewhere, but I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it. But William, this is number 2 for him. You know that, right? This is number 2. I mean, I didn't bring that photo out of them being carried on the shoulders of men and women on a trip to, I guess, where were they at? Fiji or Tonga or wherever they were. I didn't bring that picture out. But as I'm looking at this photo, this is number 2. This is number 2. The only thing that's different is that there's somebody driving them instead of them resting on someone's shoulder. But Kate went and found a white lace dress, just like the Queen wore. William put on his white tunic and everything, just like Philip wore. And then they climbed up in the back of that Range Rover. And even though they said that the people there told them to do it, whether they did or didn't, that has nothing to do with you being stupid. And this was stupid. It was clumsy. It was ridiculous, clumsy, and stupid. YM Droid says, I'll give Charles credit for that. Even at Commonwealth Day, he was respectful to the Maoris. I think dancers, while Camilla crackled like a Well, at Commonwealth Day, Camilla ran past the dancers, but when she was in Canada, and they had those tribal people doing that vocal, it's sometimes it's like almost like a mumble singing or something like that. But surely it's something she's seen before. But for whatever reason, she just got so tickled, and she could not compose herself. They weren't smiling. It doesn't look like they said, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's okay." Everybody did what they were supposed to do after they almost had to pick. Camilla was laughing like Sugar Avery, like when Sugar Avery met when Sugar Avery met Celie. That's how she was laughing. They had to carry her out of there. They literally had to scoop her up and just walk with her arm in arm to get her out of there because she was so amused. So, yeah. Let me see here. Eva says, all the royals are in hiding. Don't hear from Edward. Everybody's quiet. Maybe because Dan Wanton troubles that maybe a royal involved. Charles in charge never got involved. Um, Okay. Okay. So this is I'm going to give you a couple of either ors. As far as Andy is concerned, he shouldn't show his face. As far as Edward is concerned, he's either in a bad way because of illness or he's in a bad way because of the state of his marriage. Either or, right? Or it could be something that we just don't know about. But it is very strange that he's disappeared. Now, as for Camilla, she's one of the laziest people that have ever existed near that family. Just like Kate, some of the people that are most attracted to that family are just lazy. And she's always been lazy. She never liked to travel abroad. Um, she only travels when she goes to India for that undisclosed reason. Other than that, Camilla doesn't venture too far away from her medicine cabinet. So she may or may not be in a bad way, or she just may or may not be completely lazy. It's either or. And then Ford Fiesta, well, she looks like let me see, how do I put this? She looks like she's getting her groove back. She's giving me Stella's got a groove. That's what I'm getting from her. So maybe, maybe not. And then, of course, Charles. Who knows what state he's in? Now, Charles did walk through all that, part of the funeral and everything. So he seems to be of quite robust health. However, he doesn't look so healthy. You really can't tell. Sometimes people are just old and they look old, but we don't know. We don't know. And then there's William. William don't really care to do the work. When William is on these calls, or should I say these appearances and such, he's going through the motions. He has little or no interest about what's going on. He cannot speak in detail about what people need, what they're lacking, because he doesn't care. And Kate, even less. So again, that brings us back to pretty much where we were a few minutes ago. You got two people, two charismatic people, two popular people. You got two individuals who are smart. They are very detail orientated, energetic. How many jobs does Harry have right now? How many jobs does he have? He's got Travelers. He's got Better Up. And of course, he just finished, with the book. And of course, Invictus. Invictus takes up a lot of his time. I don't even think he gets paid for that position. But the guy works a lot. I'm going to tell you, I knew that Harry was no loafer. I knew that he wasn't lazy, but I was concerned about how much he was doing when they first got to Montecito. I was worried about him. And, and some of y'all were like, well, Baron, he knows what he's doing and such a. I was terrified for him. I was literally terrified because I'm like, he's doing too much. And so anybody who believes that Harry is just, and I'm not speaking to you all because we know better, but they try to paint them as these two people that's just crazy about Hollywood, that just can't get enough money, that's just spoiled and lazy and flush with cash. That describes everybody that I mentioned before I got to them. Everybody. That describes every single one of them. Whatever you say about the Queen and Philip, at least they did work. I don't know that Philip deserved 30 million pounds by the time he died, but he did work. This crew, lazy. They're some of the laziest, non-concerned, uninvolved people. Charles is at retirement age, and he has worked. It's still a pampered life, but I'm going to give him credit for what he's done with his life, because he could have just done nothing but stayed in trouble. But instead, he seemed to have terrorized his first wife. And of course, all of that exercise he got running around with that show pony. So I'm going to give him credit for at least doing something with his duchy and all that. He did some things, in spite. Now, take a look here. Harry and Meghan were not welcome at star-studded Bafta tea party. This still tickles me. In Los Angeles, with London executives deciding it would be a PR disaster following the fallout of Spare Sources' claim, right? That didn't make sense then, and it's just as stupid now. When the truth is, the people that are supposed to be at the BAFTA Awards, not a tea, but the BAFTA Awards, take a look at those people in the background giving each other the side eye. Look at how they're looking at each other like, ugh. They walked into that room and not now one of them lifted up their hands to applause. Nobody said a word. Nobody acknowledged them. And William, you see the look on his face. And then what happened? The next year, they didn't even go. He said he had a thing. So they tried to go back this year. And the same thing happened. So if all of those actors in that room think so little of you, if they all standing there like cardboard cutouts, like the terracotta warriors of China, if all of them are standing there doing nothing, not acknowledging you, they're not even looking at him. The people closest to him are looking away. The people all the way in the back are like, the nerves. That's the president of the BAFTA Awards and the president or patron of Wimbledon. Don't you all recognize them? The woman in the Imelda Marcos dress, don't you recognize her? It's not Imelda Marcos. That's Kate Middlebaum. Don't you recognize her? Haven't you seen them arms before? Haven't you seen those arms? You know how some people say arms instead of arms. Ain't you seen them arms before? You've seen them arms before. Look at them arms. Y'all know that's Kate. Don't you recognize her? That's the president of Wimbledon. That's the what is it? The private Middlebaum or Major General Sergeant Middlebaum. Don't you recognize her? Surely you've seen them arms before. I mean, I know she's given the ghost of Imelda Marcos. Is she still alive? I know she's given the ghost of Imelda Marcos, but that's Kate. That's the president of BAFTA's wife. That's the first lady of BAFTA, and the last lady of. Okay, let me stop there. But anyway. Okay, yeah, I think I was done with that. Yeah, so that was my last point that I was making, is that they're not even popular at the BAFTA Awards. People tolerate her at Wimbledon. If that is the future of the Commonwealth, then I suspect that we have only just heard from people who are going to turn down hosting the Commonwealth Games. We've only scratched the surface. Charles says the BAFTA is William's thing. It's obvious he wants all the shine. His younger brother and wife doesn't. I'm sorry. He disrespects, along with the UK toxic press. He glorifies. That's his usual MO. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Joe. And hey, Black Queen. Black Queen says, did you guys see the co-founder of The View died at 65 a couple of weeks ago? Smells a lot like karma. Oh, is that what? Okay, so when they had that, what's his name? Wait. You said the co-founder. Who was the one that used to manage the stage? So he didn't die. He just retired, right? Or was that his retirement that he died? Because I know they were talking about the guy that used to manage the show. And I thought he had just retired, but maybe it was a little more of a retirement than I thought it was. I'm so bad. Okay, but oh yes. The View Bill Getty editor who scripted those awful talking points. Oh, so he died? He died? Wow. What killed him? The ratings? What was it? Was it the ratings? Is that what got him in the end? The declining ratings? Because I don't know anybody that watches anymore. I don't know anybody who wakes up and say, "Ooh, The View is on." I don't know anybody. I don't know who watches it. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Well, I knew they were talking about him, but I had no idea. Um, Let me see here. Okay, Bill Getty, the creator of The View, is dead at 68. Oh my goodness, that's awful. Um, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's sad. That's sad. Okay. He didn't even get a chance to see the show get canceled. That's too bad. I at least wanted him to have a chance to see the show get canceled. You know what I'm saying? So he would have closure. But I guess it wasn't in the cards for him. Bless his soul. Bless his heart. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna change the topic for Bill. And he was the one that was the architect of those talking points, huh? Now I know who to associate that with. Okay, there we go. You see how out of touch I am? I didn't even know that he had left the show, let alone that he died. I heard them talking nice about him, and I didn't have enough curiosity to stop and try to figure out what happened because I didn't know. I didn't care. I don't watch that show anymore, and I'm just very sorry that he didn't get a chance to see the show canceled. You know, he brought it into this world and he gets to walk it out. That's what I was thinking. But okay. Okay, so vote. there was I think it was a Spanish version of Vogue that had an article about Meghan and her style. And then, of course, British Vogue. And then there's been two articles from the American Vogue, and maybe more that I'm not aware of. Yeah, I'm sorry for the loss of Mazola Adams. It's tearing me up right now. Let's see. As Meghan Markle turns 42, she see 12 of her most memorable beauty moments. Now, so they are riding the crest of popularity of the Duchess of Sussex to sell these magazines. So the Duchess of Sussex is beauty goes in a number of ways. Oh, Simone Biles. She was in competition today? Hold on a second, you guys. Simone Biles makes triumphant return, place first in first gymnastic competition in 2 years. Okay, I just saw that pop up on my screen. Let's see. Acelia Oashi, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Saturday to you, or Sunday morning. Yeah. Don't mess with Bill. No, 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 no. Don't mess with Bill. Leave my Billy alone. Don't mess with Bill. Okay, I'm not going to add nothing else to that song. I'm done. Okay, so where was I? Don't mess with Bill. No, 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 no. Don't mess with Bill. Okay. Meghan Markle is an excellent poster girl for looking low maintenance but polished and put together at the same time. With a thoroughly modern approach to her beauty regime, that is, she puts the onus on health and well being on the inside to ensure the outside looks and feels good. The Duchess also sees a roster of skin and health experts, from facialist Sarah Chapman and Kate Somerville to acupuncturist Rose Barr and hairstylist George Northwood. She is always in good hands. So, as she turns 42, Vogue takes a look at her 12 best and most memorable beauty moments. So, you can see the ones at the bottom. I'm just going to show you the next page. I'm not going to have them individual like I did yesterday. But yeah, she has had some moments, and they could probably have 50 photos of Meghan from the past few years where she has caused it. And given the constraints of the royal family, and God, I hate to say the word protocol, but even as she was dressing as modest as a royal princess should, she still looked amazing. So she found some really great looks. I mean, just notice not all the overwhelming amount of jewelry and all that kind of stuff. And she just looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful, stunning, gorgeous, beautiful. Lola Love says, reminds me of that song, Jimmy, Jimmy, oh, Jimmy Mac, when are you coming back? Jimmy, Jimmy, oh, Jimmy Mac, you better hurry back. I love that song. My arms are missing you, and my lips feel the same way too. Now that song's going to be stuck in my head all day. I tried so hard to be true, like I promised I'd do. Okay, no more song titles. No more song titles. All right, so we covered that. And then there's sending the happiest birthday wishes to Rachel Zane herself, Meghan Markle. Well, that comes from Suits on Peacock. What about Okay, I did look because I know some of you guys are going to look. But the other network that is streaming Suits, I couldn't find anything, but I'm sure in spirit they mean the same thing. But, you know, it was a Friday, and on Fridays, most people are not as, you know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about working, even if you are the social media person. If it's Friday, you say, "Oh, I'm going to take this work home with me and then come back Tuesday." That's how some people have it. Not that anybody even works in the office anymore, do they? Okay. All right, I got that one. Thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Elegance like hers just never goes out of fashion. Okay. Happy birthday, Meghan Markle. Well, Suits USA, that was from 2017. So, yep, we're missing one. We are missing one. I will admit we're missing one. Now, if you take a look here, here is just a screenshot of the birthday greetings from here, there, and everywhere. As you can see from the screen there, you can notice that even the Daily Mail wished Meghan happy birthday. Now, it was the female part of Daily Mail, that part of the paper or whatever, the online. But even female wished her happy birthday. All of the haters, Page Six, all of them, everybody who is hateful wished her a happy birthday. So I'm not surprised, but I was just kind of hoping they'd leave her alone. It's the height of hypocrisy, is arrogant, is very, what is the word I'm looking for? Um, oh, what is the word am I looking for? It's very stalkerish, I think. It's very stalkerish to wish someone happy birthday when you're trying to ruin their lives. Uh, I love this story right here. A lawsuit has been thrown out against a Welsh language campaigner who refused to pay a parking ticket because it was written in English. So Tony, I guess it's Chavone, was fined £70 by One Parking Solution in wherever that place is in September of 2020. And so he's been fighting this ticket for years. The penalty was thrown out in May of 2022 when the company failed to appear in court. At a new hearing on Friday, the judge at the Aberwhite's wife, yes, that right there, Justice Center called the company's application flawed. So this is someone who is all for Wales. He believes in Neiman Marcus, which of course is Welsh for not my king. He's a firm believer in Neiman Marcus. And so he doesn't want to do anything in English, or he doesn't want to conduct business in English because they are in a foreign country. And it's hard for me to conceive of the idea that Wales is a foreign country because growing up in the United States, we never think of another state as another country. But trust me when I say this, do not go showing off your Union Jacks in Wales or in Scotland. They don't want to see all that stuff. They got their own flags, they got their own language, their own culture. They don't want to see all that. And if you go to Northern Ireland just to keep the peace, don't go waving around those Union Jacks because that could start something. And if you go to the Republic of Ireland, leave your Union Jacks at home because it doesn't go over so well. And England has its own flag. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. There's the flag that has the cross of St. George, that red and white flag. So everybody's got their own flag. I don't know when there is a time and a place for the Union Jack, but yeah, not everybody's into that. Okay. And we'll go here. Now, Prince William serves eco-friendly veggie burgers from a food truck to shock members of the public. William has been dragged ferociously on social media, so much so that we'll never hear about this food truck again. We'll never hear about the homeless again. We will never hear about peace in the Middle East again. We are likely to never hear about a lot of stuff ever again. As a matter of fact, I will believe that there's actually going to be another royal tour, a Commonwealth tour, when it happens. I'll believe it when it happens. Because if I was William, I would be terrified to go. Terrified. Because they are going to hand you your behind. They're waiting for you. There are people wringing their hands with glee, waiting for you. They're cracking their knuckles. They're getting out their flags, right? There might even be a couple of people grabbing eggs, but they are waiting for you and Skull and Bones to show up. They're waiting for bed knobs and broomsticks. Well, there's the bed knob, and the other one is the broomstick. They are waiting for bed knobs and broomsticks. Just go. Please go. I will, and I'll tell you what, I will help with the ratings because I'm going to watch it. I am going to watch it. I'm going to watch another epic failure to read the room. Now, look at those comments right there. Those comments come from TikTok. Now, I actually cropped it so you don't see who wrote the comments. But photo op for what reason? William something, what is that? I don't know what that is. And then I'm convinced their PR team hates them. Oh, wait a minute. Their names are still there. 9 says the lack of imagination is astounding, right? PR stunt, get a job and release the taxpayers. And then that one says, don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you or even try to school you. Is that Nipsey Russell? That sounds like a comment from Nipsey Russell. Don't let them fool you or even try to school you. Huh. Don't that sound like Nipsey Russell? Don't let them fool you or even try to school you. You know, Nipsey Russell couldn't say nothing without rhyming. Don't y'all feel old? I'm sitting up here talking about Nipsey Russell. Oh, boy, I tell you. I am showing my age. But that sounds like a Nipsey Russell to me. And let me see. Willie the Photoshop. Silliness. WTF question marks. WTF question marks. HWAT. Okay, what the were you thinking? Are you thinking? Okay. And then, oh yeah, some more. So there you go. There you go. Oh, Black Queen, is that Bob Marley that said that? Is that a Bob Marley lyric? Because it sounds like something Nipsey Russell would have said. I promise you that sounds like Nipsey Russell. Fall in line or get left behind. Let me see. Hello from Paris, France. Commonwealth Games fall apart, but Canada is happy to host Invictus Games. That's right, Franchette. That's right. You get a bell for that. I almost forgot about that. They don't want the Commonwealth Games. Yes. How did I miss that? Excuse me. You were so right about that. They want nothing to do with the Commonwealth, but they are more than happy to host the Invictus Games. I love it. You get another bell for that. What's the merci beaucoup? Yeah, thank you so much for that. and bonacera, bonsoir, and all that stuff. Uh-huh. Oh, thank you, Black Queen. I had no idea. Thank you so much. All right. Now, I don't know if you guys listened to Celebici today, but Celebici was making fun of William and the food truck. One of them said that he has about as much charisma as a head of lettuce. They said that William has about as much charisma as a head of lettuce. I almost dropped the phone. As much charisma as a head of lettuce. And so, if you're wondering, why does Barron take so long? Barron has an idea and cannot let it go. So Barron had to go and find a head of lettuce and then throw some eyeballs and a big old sloppy cartoon tongue. I could not resist. So that's what takes Barron so long sometimes. Is Barron gets tickled and can't let go. Now, I want to show you guys a little bit of a contrast. Take a look here. Thank you, Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, for providing local Black-owned food trucks for our MAOK Day service project volunteers. Your care matters so much to those here to register and educate voters and collect items for our homeless neighbors. So during the height of the global pandemic, when a lot of people were not working and they were volunteering and such, Harry and Meghan sent a food truck to the Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Center in Atlanta. And not only did they get this tweet, but Bernice King herself even replied with her own tweet. The people that were there were told that there were food trucks outside, get whatever you want. And so it helped to promote the local businesses that just happened to be Black owned and operated. And it was a big national story and everything. And the people that own the food trucks, they were just so outdone. They could not believe that this happened for them. So, yes, I just food truck. According to an article in The Hill, Harry and Meghan provided food trucks. Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are marking Martin Luther King Jr. Day by showing some love for Black-owned businesses. The couple supplied the King Center for Nonviolent Social Change in Atlanta with Black-owned food trucks on Monday. According to the civil rights icon's daughter, Bernice King, the food trucks were utilized by volunteers during a community service project event. I'm so grateful for the graciousness honoring my father, King wrote on Twitter. In another tweet from the Martin Luther King Center, thank you, Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, for providing local Black-owned food trucks for our Martin Luther King Day service project volunteers. Your care matters so much to those here to register and educate voters and collect items for our homeless neighbors. A spokesperson for Harry and Meghan confirmed the donation to ITK, saying the trucks Page's Pastry and Bistro and Parley Savory Salon offered free lunches to staffers and volunteers. Some of the King Center's events including a voters registration and education drive, as well as a donation drive for the homeless. My favorite tweet for the day comes from Parley Savory Salon. Someone pinch us now, or better yet, join us in a praise dance. We had the distinct honor and privilege of serving the volunteers and staff at the King Center today on behalf of Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Yes, folks, Harry and Meghan, their motto is shared purpose, global action, leading the way with compassion. Today was just another example of their amazing work. The pair also shared a personal connection with a keynote speaker at the King Center. Bishop Michael Curry invoked the words of Martin Luther King Jr. during a sermon at their 2018 wedding ceremony. It's not the first time the pair, who moved from the United Kingdom to California in 2020 and stepped away from their duties as full-time working British royals, have been recognized for their charitable donations. Last year, a women's shelter in Texas thanked Harry and Meghan for helping to fix a roof damaged by the winter weather in the Lone Star State. The couple's Archwell Foundation also announced last year that it would help build a relief center in India amid a spike in the pandemic cases. So that really happened, and of course our faves, our favorites, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, once again have proved their incredible thoughtfulness and generosity by providing food for volunteers and visitors to the King Center for that particular event. Remember, 2022 is going to be a particularly busy year for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and so let's not be distracted by some of the negativity and distractions that are purposely created to distract from the great works that... Okay, so I'm going to end it right there. Let me get back over here. Well, what a monumental understatement. It was the, the 17th of January, 2022. I didn't know that other stuff was going to happen. I mean, the Invictus Games were coming, and I was like, yes, this is going to be the year of Harry and Meghan. Well, it was in some pretty painful ways and in some amazing, incredible, life-affirming ways. 2022 was a very interesting year for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. But also, I want to point out something. This is about the people at the King Center. They were the ones that released this information to the press. It wasn't Harry and Meghan. It wasn't a bunch of actors and some head of lettuce with no personality. It was the King Center that were the first to tweet about it. And then, of course, the vendors themselves tweeted about it. But it wasn't paid actors. It wasn't a outdated head of lettuce. It wasn't two chefs from a television show. No, that's not the case. It was it was just from the goodness of Harry and Meghan's heart. Oh boy, it's something about that tongue hanging out that gets me every time. But it was just from the goodness of Harry and Meghan's heart, and it was the same with the Starbucks gift cards. It made the rounds, and the press were the ones that ran with it. Otherwise, when I think about it too, imagine how many things that Harry and Meghan have done that nobody knows about. How many times that they have done some very kind and thoughtful gestures for people, and nobody's the wiser. Just like with Lilibet Diana becoming the godchild of Tyler Perry, it was only, mentioned later on. It wasn't like, oh, I guess they could have said that during the Oprah interview or whatever. Well, no, I guess not. But they could have said it another time, and they didn't. Tyler Perry didn't talk about it until it was okay to talk about, and that's a good thing. So And just likewise, when Tyler Perry spoke about Meghan and Harry, it was when he knew it was okay to do so. He kept it close to his vest in the same way that they show that respect to other people. And I think it's a good thing. That's how people that operate in those circles, they know how to keep things on the down low, keep things personal and sacred, and away from the gossip and tabloid reporters, of course. So that's a very good thing. All right. So take a look here. The dress. The dress. It is not that dress that Meghan had on. It is the dress. That dress is getting quite a bit of mileage out of it. It is so iconic. This is going to be one of her more iconic looks, I promise you. And the dress has been selling like crazy. There's a few knockoffs that are close to it in design, but it's very simplistic, elegant. The dress, the sandals, the earrings, everything's selling like crazy. Now, I thought about it. I'm just like, what if Kate decides she wants to wear something like that? Well, as you know, the designer of this black jumpsuit that Meghan is wearing, I always forget his name, Roland Moray or whatever his name is. Um, Meghan is actually friends with him. She knows him. She's in a photograph with him. She's been wearing his stuff for years, years. Even in the royal family, she was wearing his stuff. So Kate goes and gets this floor length dress that even has a little bit of a tail on it. And as you can see, she's showing off those arms. She's showing off them arms. Her arms are showing. She's showing off her arms. And of course, I just have to say, yes, technically Kate wore that particular dress before Meghan wore that particular jumpsuit. But the thing is, Kate put it on. Kate put it on. Meghan is wearing it. Kate has it on. That's the difference. Meghan is wearing it, and it's wearing Kate. It is wearing Kate something terrible. I mean, Kate is like, she looks like she's 60 years old, is wearing her so harshly. But yeah, I'm just going to be fair. Now, why am I mentioning this? Well, Big Mama, I told you, I don't know what it is about us, but we seem to have this connection, you and I, because guess what's coming up next? There you go. Now, the other thing that took so long today is I was trying to reimagine Kate showing not just her arms, but, her upper arms and everything. So I was like, well, if Kate decided that she had to have that dress, you know what I say? Get it. No. Go get it. I want to see you wear that dress. I beg you, please wear that dress. If there is any hope for humanity, I want you to wear that dress, Kate. Go and get that. Matter of fact, why don't we have a fundraiser and we will chip in and we'll send her that dress with the promise that she'll wear it, because I want to see her wear that dress. Please wear it. Come on. I want arms, shoulders, neck, everything. Wear that dress. You deserve it. You work so hard. Now, right here, take a look at that. Listen to this, Karen. I was thinking about I can't do it. Lydia, you know what I'm trying to do. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I was trying to do that thing that Michelle used to do on Tina and Michelle. You know how she would mock somebody and say, Every time I think about that, I think about Michelle, and I can't form my words. So anyway, that's what I was trying to do, was to use that very mocking tone like Michelle used to do. I was thinking about buying a few of your pieces for an upcoming trip. Now, I'm sorry, will now refrain, she says. So this Karen saw the Duchess of Sussex wearing one of their outfits, and she just decided, nope, not for me, not for me. And you know what? Bully. Now, unfortunately, Blue Salt decided that they would respond to the hater by saying, that's too bad, with a sad face emoji. I think that was too much. Shouldn't have done anything. Let them wither on the vine. And thanks to um, um, thanks to Royal Suitor. There we go. Sorry about that. Thanks to Royal Suitor. Check this out. Meghan Markle opens up about life in the spotlight, starring on Suits and her whirlwind romance. We're two people. We're two people who are really happy and in love. I'm sorry. Well, okay, I can't talk anymore. Let me take a sip of water. We're two people happy and really in love. In honor of her birthday, revisit the Vanity Fair 2017 conversation with the Duchess of Sussex. Do you guys see that? 2017 issue where they decided to share it on her birthday, just to take a step into the Wayback Machine. That was Vanity Fair's happy birthday, was to share the Wild About Harry article. She's just wild about Harry. That was a song, by the way. That's what they shared for her birthday. So nice little trip down memory lane. That was the centerfold of the magazine. Take a look at that. Very cool. Aha. Now, and then there's this little messy bit of business again. Queen Elizabeth, no public event for anniversary of late monarch's death. And I think that the press is really, really disappointed about this. We talked about this yesterday. Palace sources deny that the royal family is snubbing Harry and Meghan on anniversary of Queen's death, as Charles plans to spend day quietly reflecting on loss of his mother at Balmoral. Now, I don't know what quietly reflecting is to you, but does this look like he's quietly reflecting? Looks like he's quietly counting money, and lots of it. I don't know if you call that reflecting or not. If that's quiet reflecting, I would hate to see how he would look if he was grief-stricken and torn apart, because to me it looks like he's living his best life. He's got the Duchy of Lancaster. He's immune from arrests. I mean, he's never had it as good. He's never had it as good. I think that the tabloids were hoping that they could keep this narrative going for the next few weeks, where they could constantly say, Harry and Meghan is doing this and doing that, but they didn't come to the Queen's memorial. Harry and Meghan, they're over in Germany, but they could have come to the Queen's memorial. Harry and Meghan went out to celebrate her birthday when they should have been packing for the Queen's memorial. Yeah, but they don't have that anymore because the palace just took that weapon away from them. And not to help Harry and Meghan, but just so that there would be no confusion about it. So at the 11th hour, people wouldn't find out, those who would have wanted to see some public memorial. He didn't want them to find out at the last minute. So he just told them, look, we ain't doing nothing. I'm going to sit up here and count these pictures of mummy. And that's that. We're not having a memorial. Marcia, where? What pictures in the background? I didn't see no pictures. I didn't see no pictures. Let me see what you're talking about. Oh, those pictures. I didn't notice that. This is my first time seeing that. If I'd have saw that, I probably wouldn't have used this slide. But since you pointed it out, and since we're all here, let me see. I see Jimmy. I see that other person there. I see Jimmy again. I see what's his name? Yeah, and I see that person. Oh, let me see. Lenny say, Baron, if Kate wears Duchess Meghan's birthday dress, Kate will look like the Condor airline new livery. Oh, I saw that. I think I know which one you're talking about. And you are so right about that. And thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, man. Oh, I'm going to take a look at that. I want to see it again. Let me take a look. Yes, long, narrow. I see it. I see it. I cannot believe that they painted that plane that color or that pattern. That is so weird. Oh well, I mean it'll get you noticed, that's for sure. You could not see it. Oh, thank you again for that. You're absolutely right. Okay, so before I lose my place, let me get back to where I was. Was I here? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Okay, so this is where I need to be. Sam Henner was shocked to answer the phone recently and hear Prince Harry and Meghan Markle say, hello. Heiner, or is it Henner, is in his 20, is a 20-year-old rising junior at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill from Mooresville. Is that North Carolina? Anyway, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex called to thank him for helping lead North Carolina Young People's Alliance, a coalition of college students that work to elevate young people's voices in politics. The alliance got a $50,000 grant this week from the Responsible Technology Youth Power Fund. 14 organizations give to the fund, including Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's the Archwell Foundation. Henner learned 5 minutes before the call that someone from the foundation was about to phone him. He told the Charlotte Observer on Friday, but Meghan and Harry, let me see, it came out of nowhere, he said. Yeah, but Meghan and Harry, it came out of nowhere, he said. That is really cool. Now, here he says, he's used to visiting members of the North Carolina General Assembly and Congress, asking them to support legislation helping youth, he said, but Harry and Meghan are another realm. Henner felt a bit nervous chatting with two of the most famous people in the world, but I tried to maintain my composure, he said. He steadied his nerves by focusing on the topic of the call, the organization's efforts in the General Assembly to address the deleterious effects. Yeah, I think that's right, of social media and on the youth mental health. In April, Henner spoke at a news conference called by a bipartisan group of lawmakers and youth advocates who want to ban large social media platforms from using children's data in advertising and algorithm recommendations. The news and the Observer reported at the time. And then, of course, he goes down here to say, talking to Harry and Meghan, Henry explains, social media was a major area that I think in many ways is helpful to a lot of people, according to a video of the conversation. But at the same time, it creates huge harms for many people, especially in terms of mental health. I felt that I had to get involved because young people need to be heard in order for politics to take action. He told the couple Harry is shown listening intently. And of course, oh, I don't have that picture, do I? Well, right there, you can see Harry is listening intently, but that's how it was on the video. Now, oh, by the way, I got a Cash App earlier today from someone. So thank you for the Cash App earlier today. Or was it last night? Was it today or last night? But anyway, thank you very much for that. Okay, and so this right here, I don't remember this, but someone posted this on the Twitter. Let me pull this down so I can see what that says. Wait, not that. This one. Okay, when Harry and Meghan went to that baseball game and had the crowd turning around once they realized who was sitting behind them. When the camera zoomed out at the end, everyone on their feet. So now I can't share that video because, well, you can see the watermark on it, so I can't share the video. But I did take these little still shots of it. And if you take a look there, you can see from top left to right, bottom left to right, they noticed Harry was sitting there. All these people were sitting there and did not know that that was Harry and Meghan. And then next thing you know, people started standing up and taking photos and waving and talking and smiling. And then if that's not enough, and by the way, this was 2019. If that's not enough, take a look there. All of a sudden, everybody in that section is up on their feet. They're all turned around. And should I tell you that there's a baseball game going on? And I even think Harry was trying to gesture, to try to get them to put their attention back on the game. But they were taking photos and smiling and waving, and oh, it was quite a scene. It's a very short video, but it's on Twitter, so I don't have access to the link. Because it has that watermark, I'm not sure that anybody ever actually ran that part of it. Now, what I mean by that is that certain videos and images are not ever run in the magazine. They're not ever put on television. But if you go to the source where they sell them, then you could see the images there. So, if you want that HD quality video or image, it is available from those sources. And so sometimes people find them and they start sharing them. Now, just got a Venmo. Thank you so much for that. Oh, I appreciate that. First initial L. Thank you very much for that. I hardly ever get a Venmo, so that is always a treat. Thank you very much for that. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. So yeah, it's a cute video. If you guys can find it on YouTube, I hope so, because I didn't see it on YouTube. I saw it on Twitter, but it was very cute. I'd never seen it before. And of course, after that, they went to go and meet the players of the New York Yankees, and they went to go and meet the Boston Red Sox. And the guy that's sitting on the floor in front of Harry and Meghan, the guy with the goatee, that is the one who is related to Meghan. Oh, Joy Amore, thank you so much for the super sticker. But yeah, somehow he found out through his ancestry that he is actually a distant cousin of the Duchess of Sussex. Go figure. So uh, she was kind of surprised and gave him a big hug. And also, you can see the little, what do you call the onesies? The little Archie onesies. Aren't those adorable? Little Archie onesies. So very cool, Duke and Duchess of Sussex. But remember, people in the United States have no use for them. Don't forget that. We have no use for them. We just tolerate them, but we have no use for them. The Red Sox has no use. The Yankees, the kid from North Carolina, um, he has no use for. Nobody really cares about them except for the royal family that has run them out of town. That's the only people. And I don't. I guess that's the fields crew, the grounds crew, whatever. There you can see they're taking some photos and videos with them right there. Yes, Gwendolyn Daniels. I saw that. I saw that. You have a good memory. I saw that when I was finding these photos, there was an article about the PDA. That was like one of the many times where they were so upset about the PDA, the PDA. And what's so interesting about that is now Will and Kate, at least Kate is holding up her end of the bargain. Kate cannot stop touching William. Kate is trying to keep her job. That's what that is. It's not that she's, you know what I'm saying? She don't want to be replaced. So Kate will not stop touching him. But you're right. You have a very good memory. That is exactly what happened. And when I saw that, I was not going to share it because I'm just like, this is such a feel good moment. But I will have to concede that you are right. That did happen that day, and it was absolutely disgusting that they went there. And oh boy, I tell you, when somebody's got an end for you, they got an end for you. Yeah. Well, as you can see, PDA is a two-way street. That's what it is. It is a two-way street. It's usually best if both people are committed. But when it's just one person committed, then it just starts to look very, very strange. Tyler Perry, this photo was taken at my house. I bought these chairs from an auction because they belonged to Abraham Lincoln. We both sat in them and had a conversation. I wonder I wonder when he freed the slaves, could he have imagined that one day a descendant of those slaves would become president of the United States? Only in America, and with all of her flaws, what a great country we live in. We must fight to keep our democracy. Happy birthday to you, Mr. President Obama. Yeah, that is, and he's being very modest because when Abraham Lincoln owned those chairs, could Lincoln have imagined that not only would you have a black president, but one of the wealthiest people in the country, one of the handful of people in the United States that calls themselves billionaires in comparison to the rest of society, the ultimate one percenter? Could he have imagined that? Could he have imagined that? So that is one for the the record books. But yeah. Okay, and with that, you guys, I am going to say a fond farewell and good night to you guys. Thank you so much. Love you all. Thank you all for being here. Wow, we're creeping toward one of them 3-hour videos. But yeah, thank you again. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. Thank you to our queens, our queen in heaven and our queen in Montecito. Oh, really? How'd that? Oh, I know how that happened. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, and our last word for the day is good night, all. That is so profound. Thank you very much for that. Good night, all. All right. And I am going to cue the Ginger Avenger, and I will see you all tomorrow. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but